Buddy, I haven't been on in a while, and there's a lot of reasons for that, but I was definitely convicted about something today. I just wanted to come on and share that a little bit, and that I can't be afraid to come on and share what the Lord is revealing to me and what I'm walking through, even if I feel like I'm not competent enough or that I can't show my face because all the stress of life and everything and my diet is showing up and I feel ashamed, and that's just where I'm at right now. And so I do want to just be honest with you guys and confess that. And I'm sorry, I've been kind of hiding because of my breakouts lately, and not being mature enough to just really go on. I did kind of a detox this last month and it was good, but it made me break out even more because my diet's been a little off. Or a lot off, and eating processed foods and just stress, just things, trying to take it to the Lord and sticking close with Adrian. But it's been a rough season, and I know a lot of you have had a rough season too. So if you're in that, I see you, and I'm sorry for what you're going through. And today I thought I would just come and share some encouraging words that really struck me yesterday, and I hope that maybe it speaks to you as well. And before I get into that, so part of the title here is Wise Living and Good Works. And so the wise living aspect with me has been for the last probably 15 or so years, ever since I really realized how bad my Crohn's was and how my diet and how so many things and stress in my life triggers this autoimmune disease and can really have a huge effect on emotions, on physicalness, on so many different things in my life. And so for a long time, as I was getting out of a mindset of just typical Western thought, I went to massage therapy school. I got a whole lot of Eastern thought and trying to reconcile both of them through the light of God's word as well. And I try to be reasonable, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And essential oils have become a big part of that with doTERRA, with what I'm eating. I can't do a ton of raw things actually because of my Crohn's disease. So with the absorption of nutrients, slightly cooked is better for me. So we're all a little different, right? And how that actually plays out in our lives. I'm very reasonable in, like, if my kids need to go see the doctor, go to the hospital, I will take them to the hospital. Like, I'm not anti-doctors, even though I do love and prefer this natural realm and remedies of things as well. And it hurt this last year when a couple different people came at me with accusations that I didn't have my faith rooted in God, that I had a heart issue, thinking that I was some healer and that I was putting my faith in these oils or leading people astray with how I was teaching things. And this just rocked me. And I was really confused with it. And they even accused me of like having a hard heart as I was listening to them say it, because I'm like, I know that God's the great physician, and I know that he's the author and sustainer of life, but we all drink water, when we're feeling dehydrated, we are attentive to that thirst. We will wash our hands after using the bathroom and take our vitamins, maybe use essential oils, or eat more healthy, cut out more carbs or cut out more dairy, or do the whole foods diet, or just so many different things in wise living. So it was really astounding to me as this couple of friends, like their view of how I was trying to encourage people to live well and live wisely. They misinterpreted it as, now my faith is in these essential oils. Now my faith is in this. Now my faith is in my own power. And it's not true. That's not true. We can have our faith in God completely and still be choosing to live wisely and encouraging. I'm like, it's so amazing. God's so good. Amazing passage. So Ephesians 2, 8 through 10. Hi, Carrie. So we all know Ephesians 2, 8 and 9, right? So for by grace you have been saved through faith, not of yourselves. It's a gift of God, that not of works, lest anyone should boast. And then Ephesians 2:10, okay, for we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. And like, to me, this was such a blessing to like read it all in context. After listening to a Focus on the Family broadcast, the 5 to Thrive author, Kathy Kosh, I think is how you say it. It was so awesome to hear her say those things because, yes, like Paul reminds us where our identity is. He reminds us that we are saved, nothing to do with ourselves, nothing of our works, only by grace and faith. But then right after that, he's like, but work. God's gifted you. You are his workmanship to do good works. He's given you good gifts to go out and do these things for his glory. And it was just such an encouragement to me because that's how I view essential oils. I'm able to give moms a little bit better understanding of how to use these plants, of how to use these really God-given resources that man has been able to perfect on how to extract it and not damage it and to be used safely for ourselves and for our children in so many different situations. And I think a lot of times as people, maybe in the Western world, we don't separate emotion from physical, from spiritual. It's kind of like all one, or we don't even address the emotional side of things, or we think emotion and spirit are one, and then there's physical. And I definitely know all of them overlap. They're kind of are one, but I can definitely segment them out too in my mind. If I'm feeling anxious for whatever reason, I'm also probably going to have maybe more rapid heartbeat, faster breathing. So the emotional response to a circumstance, okay, can have a physical impact on me and vice versa. Okay, if I get scared or something like pain happens, you can have post-traumatic stress. There's just so many cause and effect with our emotions too, and the spiritual realm's always there as well. And there's nothing wrong with, hey, as I'm going to take a deep breath and I'm feeling this anxiousness come up in my spirit, I'm going to drink some water, I'm going to have some deep breathing, I'm going to grab essential oil, and I'm going to go to the Lord. Like, and that order of that, as long as our heart and mind knows that God is ultimately in control, it can flux, and that's okay. That doesn't mean I'm worshiping the essential oil. That doesn't mean that you're then worshiping time itself, because I need to take a moment for myself and breathe before I run to God. Hey, God, you know, and that's not wrong either. If you're the type that just likes to scream out to the Lord, He's there. He's willing to wrestle with you and is there when you're calling out, whether it's in a panic way or in a calm way. There's no wrong or right way to call out to God. And so I just wanted to encourage you guys as you're wrestling with this, helping to use these essential oils in your own lives, whether you want to only use it for the physical. So like if you're wrestling with some sort of immune compromised thing, or the pollen's starting to come out, so you're just focusing on the physical effects of the body and you only want to use them for those things and keep the emotions compartmentalized, that's your call. I'm not trying to like lead you into the emotional aspect, but if you are using them to help yourself, as emotions are a lot in the brain and different chemicals going on, if you're going to calm yourself down and use some of these tools to help yourself calm down so that you can address it with more of a present mind in prayer and with each other, I think that's great too. I think it's really good to know what you want to walk into as well. What we all want to walk into as far as like when you're doing a new diet, right? Like it shouldn't be you're flippantly trying like the keto diet, right? Like this, I'm not even that fully comprehending the entirety of it. Oh, hi, Amanda. But I've had friends have some problems because it can really affect your kidneys. If you're on it long term, it's meant to be short term, and it's meant to have a very specific system and time frame with it. And again, I'm not an expert on it, but those are things to know before you start something. A lot of times things say, consult your doctor. That's great, but do your research. It's so amazing that we have the internet now. And if you're doing essential oils, doTERRA, and you're on my team, hi, I know I've kind of been AWOL a little bit, but I'm here for you. I will message you back. Any message you send me, I will respond. I will get you the help you need from our amazing upline. And I can help talk things out with you. Whatever you want to start with, I'm willing to meet you there in that journey of yours. And we can sharpen each other. If we're both getting off like on some sort of different area and you go like, hey, what are you thinking about this? And that's been a really great thing with one of my friends saying like, well, what is your thought on this? Like my faith's in God. And I use these as like a tool to address an emotional response or a physical response, and all the while having faith with our Creator. Like these are just a tool to use with wise living. And I think that's a good thing to remember, that they're not magic. Okay, this is science. This isn't magic. This isn't voodoo. There's no spells cast with it. People do that, but that is not what we do here at Adri Thompson, LMT, doTERRA Oils and Encouragement. I am a Christian. I believe in Jesus, and that's where my faith and my identity is found. And however we use ourselves wisely throughout walking in this world, I know we're going to make an account for that. And so if you guys have questions, please let me know. If something seems off or you're like, I didn't understand that, please message me. Because if it seems like I'm telling you something weird, I'm not trying to be like, I'm kind of a weird person in general, I guess, so it says of humor, but I'm not trying to lead you down some weird path. It's, to me, is very black and white. Lavender has been shown, many studies, right, to be a very calming agent. It has chemical constituents, lineal acetate and linalool, to be calming, even in animals. Like even for my sister and her daughter do horse races that are endurance races. And lavender is something that they have banned for using for the horses because it is known that it'll calm them down. So they're not hyper during the race. So they banned it so that one horse doesn't have an advantage over another horse. And I just thought that was really interesting and a great, honestly, anecdote for us to go, yeah, see, like this is a known factor. So using it in your life, and fun fact, it is safe for animals, dogs and cats. Lavender is one that is safe for both, for all. It's a great one to be diffusing all the time around the house. And it's a great one, has antihistamine properties. So as the pollen starts coming out, just things like that, where we can go, okay, what's going on around us? What can I do? What types of things should I be being proactive about? And then going for it. So hope that makes sense. And I know I kind of touched on that before, but with this, like obviously, yay, in context, Ephesians 2, 8 through 10, you are his workmanship. You're his masterpiece, is how it said in other places of the Bible. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. Okay, so that means like you're precious, you're beloved. You're a child of the King, and you're not supposed to just sit on your butt like a spoiled little brat, right? Like we are to be giving of ourselves, giving of our giftings. We're to be confident in those giftings, but not believing in ourselves because it's something of ourselves. No, we know that what we've been given is precious as a gift from the Father of heavenly lights, okay, who wants to give us good things and give it to other people. So yeah, that's it. Just thought I would share some of that stuff. Love you guys. And I do have I have my same YouTube channel, so I'll put that in the description here. But so that's still there. But my new kind of approach is adding videos from Twitch, actually. And if you guys don't know what Twitch is, it's one of the world's largest online streaming sites. So it's twitch.tv/Mrs. Skippy FX. I can put that in the description too. So I've been kind of, as a way to, I guess, heal and take a time of rest, playing some video games, playing some Lego games and Jurassic World and just some silly stuff, or just talking to people, because Adrian has a really, actually quite large community on YouTube and Twitch as well that we're now ministering to. And so I'm kind of partnering with him there on the Twitch website and streaming. So I have different topics sometimes that we just talk about. So then I'm there live, and it's a little bit different than this. It's still commenting, but I'm there for a prolonged period of time. And there's an app called Discord, which is kind of like Slack, where we can talk further and you can get notifications on when I'm going live. Because Facebook, while I have a group on here, things have gotten lost, kind of the algorithms. And when I had to take a break, when I was really distraught through everything, lost my placement on basically you guys' pages. Just things got really back down to zero. So this is my new, we're wondering, like, okay, Lord, we just want to try to be faithful, and hopefully this will work out. And so that's where I'm at right now, is on Mrs. Skippy FX. And I also have a Facebook group. I'll put that in here. If you guys go and like it, that'd be great. And just trying a different way to reach people and reach a different generation, and a group that is kind of near and dear to our hearts. Like, the gamer community is can be a very dark place, can be a very toxic place with trolls and just name calling and really awful things. But the Lord's made it clear to us that Adrian's supposed to be, that's where he's supposed to be. And he's created this really great community where we don't put up with any of that. We're not putting up, hi Hayden, hi Amanda. It's a process. It's all the time trying to remind people to be positive, to not be toxic and to be encouraging of one another. And he's got people in Belgium and Germany and Brazil and all over the place, in United Kingdom. It's just been really great to see that grow. So we'd appreciate your prayers as we're in this new season of kind of work